opening catchphrase be? What's up, Evco? Does that work? How's it going, Evco? What do I do here?
I'm pretty bored, so I might just start dumping random thoughts on here. I feel like a criminal every time I have to sneeze. I just keep holding the sneezes in, and I make this weird noise, and everybody looks at me. Anybody have any good strategies for what to do when they have to sneeze? I think it's been 33 or 34 hours of a 36-hour trip. We're almost there. The good news, though, is I've had 3 seats all to myself, so I just fully laid down. So I've been sleeping really well. I think I'll adjust to a jet lag pretty quickly too. Look at how empty this plane is. This is nuts.
What's up, Evco? So I've been getting some questions about why I'm in Thailand, what I'm doing here, what traveling is like right now. So I'm going to be covering a few of those things, 4 things specifically. The first one being, why did I return to Thailand? The second thing is, what is it like to travel right now? 3 is, what is it like specifically in Koh Samui, Thailand? And finally, I'm gonna just share some of my thoughts and ideas about what it's like to live a bit more of a nomadic life. I've moved around quite a bit for the past 2 or 3 years, more than that actually. So why did I return to Thailand? The biggest thing was I was actually offered a job here as a phys ed teacher at an international school here on the island of Koh Samui. So that's the big thing, and that is the main reason why I'm here. But more than that, I just love this island. I love the lifestyle here. It's just such a beautiful place to live. The main reasons I'm here is new job and because I just love it. The second big question I've been getting asked is, what is it like to travel right now? Going from Canada and coming all the way to Thailand was really tricky. There was a ton of paperwork involved.
Certificate of entry into the country required multiple pieces of paperwork to obtain that. My COVID test results obviously need to be negative. Health insurance covering 100,000 USD or more. Obviously my vaccination papers proving that I'm double vaccinated. And this thick stack of stuff that's all pretty much in Thai.
A lot of the other new teachers who are joining our school for the first time this year, myself included, they're coming from all different parts of the world, South Africa, Malaysia. They have also been having issues, but it's very different. It depends on whether you're vaccinated. It depends on what vaccine you have. It depends on where you've been before. It depends on tons of different things. The third thing I want to talk about is, what is it like specifically in Koh Samui, Thailand right now? Koh Samui is an absolutely beautiful place.
Wow. So pretty. It's really strange.
You know, I made myself my coffee this morning and I'm just staring at beautiful, lush jungle. The places I'm looking at to move into myself to have these gorgeous ocean views. It's cheap here right now. The food is amazing. The beaches are beautiful, but COVID-19 has hit this island hard.
It is eerie and strange walking around this beach right now. There's a few boats in the water. Look at... This is crazy. This time of year in 2019, there would have been hundreds of people, thousands depending on how large of a chunk of the beach.
There's a lot of local businesses that have closed. Resort after resort, local business after local business, restaurant after restaurant is closed. And it's just a little quieter. If you want beautiful beaches, if you want great food, if you want a really cheap stay, because all the prices for rental homes, hotel rooms, all that kind of stuff, all the prices for that has dropped too. Once you get here, it's phenomenal. It's amazing. It's the same island, except there's less people, it's quieter, and unfortunately a lot of businesses have closed, and I can only imagine how much pressure that's put on the local communities and what they've been through to try and keep themselves going, to try and keep their families going. The last thing I want to talk about, what is it like to live a little bit more nomadically?
And then what are we gonna do with the cup? You hear that?
What is that? Snake or something? You hope so.
Yeah.
A little longer to go.
I definitely wouldn't consider myself a digital nomad, although that has kind of been an intention of mine for the last few years, is to develop an online business and be able to take it anywhere I want to go and really see it like authentically. Like I want to see real culture. I want to meet real people, and I want to be able to stay in a place long enough to really find those people and those places and those experiences. If you want to really understand a culture, if you want to really have authentic experiences, I find you need to be in a place a little bit longer than like a week-long vacation. You need to be in a place for like a month at least, probably longer. This is basically just, me sharing my thoughts on what are the pros and what are the cons. So I'm going to talk about two things: the sacrifices that you have to make to live a bit more nomadically, and what you get from making those sacrifices and choosing to take a leap of faith and that kind of thing. The biggest thing, I find the toughest part of this, is that I'm constantly losing or putting a pause on, at least, long-term relationships. So I'm very, very close with a lot of my friends from like grade school, some of them kindergarten, very close with my family. I have a pretty big family that I'm very close with, and I love all of them very much. A year away from, even just 6 months away from your family can really be tough. I remember waking up and just bawling my eyes out some days, and I'm not scared to I'm a very emotional person. I'm not scared to cry though. Men, cry. Bawl your eyes out if you're a real goddamn man. Anyways, the second thing that you really got to sacrifice is stability and consistency and routine. When you're constantly changing and moving places and going to new countries and taking your life with you in a bag, things get very turbulent. So you have to know your own level of durability. You have to know your own comfort zones and discomfort zones. Do enough research to know what you're getting yourself into, but also expect a lot of the unexpected. You're not going to be able to plan for it all. I can promise you that. But what do we gain from all this? Adventure, experience, excitement.
Sound of water is getting louder. Okay. Is this it, or do we have a... We don't actually know if we're going in the right direction.
And the challenge can just make life feel just very fulfilling. The second thing that we gain is personal growth, right? The more of these experiences that we collect and we actually learn from, right? Because just collecting experiences is not necessarily going to help us grow. It's how we respond to those experiences. It's how we reflect. It's even how we perceive in the moment. The third thing here to gain from this is minimalistic living. You're kind of forced to live a bit more minimalistically. Filled a backpack, and I filled a reasonably sized duffel bag, and that's all I brought. I only brought one piece of workout equipment with me, which was a set of gymnastics rings, and I brought enough clothes to fill a bag about this big. I just kind of rolled them up and compressed them together. And minimalistic living has some obvious benefits. The less stuff we have, the less things we have to worry about. So I find that, having less stuff to take care of frees a lot of my mind to focus on other things. And when I'm on the go and I literally can put everything I own on my back or in my hand, it's just such an incredibly freeing feeling, right? And I think ultimately that is what I do this for. It's why I came back to Thailand. It's why I took the job. It's why I love to be here. It's why I love to live this way, is basically because it makes me feel free. And that freedom is just absolutely priceless, right? I hope that this answers a lot of those questions that I've been getting, and I hope that this paints a pretty good picture of, paints a reasonable picture of Koh Samui as well, and you know, the experience of traveling at the moment. And yeah, as always, wishing you very well, and talk to you soon.